just realized that today is National Blackout Day. February 28th. It's National Blackout Day, apparently. So, just gonna sit here and supposedly we're just gonna sit here and not buy anything for the whole day and see how that goes. Yes, when someone gets in here, and we can talk about how we cannot buy stuff today. So, I guess I'm doing my part. If you're in here chatting with me, you're not buying anything, so you're doing your part in National Blackout Day. Hello. Do, do, do. Sitting here not buying anything. Ooh, more people are coming in. I guess we're all not going to be buying anything together. I mean, like, it is getting kind of crazy out there these days where going to like IHOP is like going to a five-star restaurant now. Gonna sit here and not buy anything. But oh, you know what I do need to buy? I don't know, it's like the stress or whatever, but I just feel like I'm losing hair at a very quick and fast pace. I feel like I need to go to Turkey. Sitting here on National Blackout Day, not buying anything. Ooh, more people coming in. Yes, more people to not buy stuff. Yeah, so I woke up today and I learned that today was National Blackout Day. February 28th. I guess we're all going to be trying to not buy stuff. And I'm doing my part, not buying anything. You know what's the funniest thing I always find though? Is I find retail girl math so hilarious. Where it's like you buy something and you get something 50% off. You know, like the girl math aspect to that is so interesting because to me I'm like, but I didn't need that thing. And then my wife's always like, yeah, we don't need it, but you can get it for 50% off. I'm like, but I wasn't planning to buy that thing in the first place. So it technically would it should be 100% off because I wasn't gonna buy whatever, like an extra laundry basket or whatever. And then the girl math will come in and they'll be like, oh, but you can get it for 50% off. And I'm like, why do we need two laundry? Like, why do we need like five laundry baskets? And they're like, well, you never know when you need an extra. Or what's the other girl math thing? It's usually like, oh, buy one get one free. So technically, the other thing is buy that one other thing. So it's not buy one get one free because I'm pretty sure they like priced it out or figured it out that if they just sold one, it covers the other one. So it's not really buy one get one free. But that's those are the most hilarious things to me. Like those. Oh, what's another great girl math one where it's oh I know one that's always very interesting. Those are actually really great to watch. It's the extreme couponing. Have you guys seen those? Where they'll they'll buy like hundreds of dollars of stuff and then they'll use all their coupons to get it down to like $2 or the best is like they get it down to where like CVS or whoever has to pay them money now to take the stuff. Oh, those are the best to watch. Oh, but anytime you see any of those extreme couponing people, you see it inside their garage. It's like filled with stuff, right? And so then you think to yourself, like, they're doing extreme couponing, right? But they're buying a bunch of completely unnecessary stuff. Like, that's insane. Like, every time you see one of those extreme couponers, even though they're getting like tons and tons of stuff for like pennies on the dollar, their garages are always filled with like, because to do the extreme couponing, it's always like, it's like a necessity, like necessary things, but at the same time, it's like stuff that you don't really need. Like, you're not gonna use it fast enough. Like, you watch any of those extreme couponings, their garage is filled with like five different cans of, or gallons of detergent. It's like good detergent too, like Tide or whatever, but you're never going to use all that detergent. And usually what ends up happening is they end up selling all that extra stuff they get. So, I mean, I guess in the long run, they maybe could make some extra money. do, do, do. Welcome to National Blackout Day, where you're not supposed to buy things. Just sitting here not buying anything. Are you guys doing your part and trying not to buy things today? Like, I just thought it was very interesting. Like, supposedly it's because of all the rising prices, people are just not gonna buy anything today. But it, in the long run, like, so what? You're not gonna buy anything today, but tomorrow you're just gonna buy the stuff that you're gonna buy today. Like, the the companies are not gonna get worried at all. I guess if like people kept it up for like maybe 2 months, I think that's the point where the companies would care. Like, if you didn't buy anything for 2 months, then yeah, that would actually make a difference. But literally 1 day of not buying anything, I don't think any of those companies are stressing over that. Hello, hello, welcome. I just thought I'll pop up a live stream, uh, because I woke up and I saw today's National Blackout Day, and you're not supposed to buy anything today, and it's because of the rising prices of stuff. But to be honest, I don't think it's gonna make a difference. Like 1 day, really? Like, let's say you don't buy something you were going to buy today. Like, let's say toilet paper, right? At what point then you're gonna just keep on holding out, and then you're gonna like, oh, I'm gonna buy toilet paper now? Like, yeah, completely. It's one of those things where I find it's very silly. Like, nothing's really gonna change, but it's just fun, I guess. Let's see, what was I talking? Oh yeah, extreme couponing. Yeah, so I've seen those people and they have like their garage. It's filled and filled with like cookies and stuff, but and then you think to yourself like, I know in their brain they're like, "Oh my gosh, I saved so much money." But at the same time, you spent money to buy the all that stuff that's in your garage. Sorry. And I mean, I guess you could resell it. There was that movie that came out a while back. It's based on the true story about how like these two women started a whole business on extreme couponing. All right, hold on, right back. I got a cough. All right, I'm back. Yeah, sorry. I'm in California, and the pollen is crazy here, and it's messing up my sinuses. Doo, 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 doo. Oh my god, I got a cough again. Sorry, I gotta mute. And we're back. Yeah, so if you're here, that means you're not buying anything. I guess we're just gonna stare at each other and not buy anything. See, they don't know. If I can get enough people in here to watch me, that means you're not buying anything, and that's like 10 people that I saved off. I helped their credit cards. Yes, yes. Do not buy stuff. I mean, do you guys have any questions? Hello? Maybe we'll go find a topic to talk about. Let's see, what else can we talk about? You know what I always find funny is actually when you get like a genie and you get the wishes. You know how like everyone's always like, "Oh, you wish for more wishes," like you know the genie is not gonna grant that wish. Or I love those scenarios where like you make a wish, but you word it terribly. You know what I mean? Like, "Oh, I wish I could fly," and then the genie like just gives you a plane ticket, and you're like, "Oh no, I meant like fly." Like a bird, and then he'll turn you to a bird, and you're like, oh no, I mean like fly, like with just by floating, and then you just like become a balloon, and you float into the sky. Like I love those. Those are always so funny. Like if I feel like if I had a genie, I would do one of those like really really long complicated wishes to be like, oh, I wish I can fly, but with my thoughts, and I can stop and go as soon as I think I can, like as soon as I want, or I, I wish I can fly. My pants unbottomed themselves and dropped to the floor when I scrolled. Oh, thank you so much. I'm glad that I can enlighten your day by making your pants drop to the bottom when you saw this. And as I say all the time, if you guys come see me often, I have to say I thank you for coming here and stop scrolling to watch me instead of watching some hottie body that's online. You could be watching girls do yoga, but you choose to stare at me talk about my nonsense. Right? Like which I've said this a few times. So like what I find very funny is like women's clothing over the years, right? It's like if you remember like 90s, like let's just say 70s, right? It was like bell bottoms, tank top, that kind of look, or like the big flowy like look. And then it became 90s. It was like the denim-ish look, maybe with the overalls, right? And then throughout the years, slowly the material goes like gets less because right now what's in right now like crop tops and like activewear, right? But like it's less material, same price. So it's like you're paying the same but you're getting less. And I was saying that maybe like 5 years from now, what's gonna be in for at least for women's clothing at least is like bandeaus, just like you know, like a piece of tape, and it'll be the exact same price. Like that part is so funny because like you think about like let's like go to like Fashion Week or whatever, and they they review like all these new styles and trends, right? And like which part of that are they like planning for the future? We're like, oh, we could use less material and we'll just blast it out that this is the new style, and they'll pay like celebrities or whatever and you know they'll promote whatever the new fashion trend is, and it's gonna be like a piece of tape, and then it'll be like, oh man, we gotta get the tape that Kim Kardashian uses. You know what I mean? Like they that part's very, very interesting, and like people just go along with it. Like less material but same price. So the the clothing like textile industry just makes so much more just by promoting less material. do, do, do. Sitting here not buying anything. Thank you for stopping and not looking at girls do yoga. What else I was thinking about? Until Mr. I can't tell. Is that a girl? Well, until D Reyes talked about seeing my my look here and couldn't help himself. um, oh yeah, I was talking about genie wishes now, and like those are my favorite scenarios where you're like, what would you wish for? Like if you had a wish, a genie wish, like what would you do? There's that one where people was like, oh, I wish I could live forever. Yes, you got me all excited. Okay, Uh, I've been sitting here for like the last like 15 minutes, talking to myself, and I'm always glad to see someone chat, and so it gives me like a break. So thank you so much. Do, 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 do. Yeah, if you missed the first part, I woke up today and I realized that today's supposed to be National Blackout Day, and I just think it was the silliest thing. Okay, that's what I'm saying, right? So I woke up, I saw first thing I'd like to do is just scroll through the news, and I saw it was National Blackout Day, and I'm like, this is silly. Is To be honest, it's completely silly, because how long are you gonna hold out, right? Let's say you need some, I don't know, let's say like you need a new toothbrush or something, and you're like, "Ah, you know what? Today's National Blackout Day. I'm not gonna buy my toothbrush today," and it's like, okay, what about tomorrow? And you're like, oh no, it's too soon to National Blackout Day. I'm not gonna buy my toothbrush tomorrow. I'm like, okay. And then your teeth start to rot or whatever, right? And you're like looking at your like moldy toothbrush and you're like, you know what? I'm gonna give in. I'm gonna buy a toothbrush now. And so like how long is that gonna take? So to be honest, it's like you, something like this needs to go on for like at least a month for anyone to really care. Because they know today you're not gonna buy anything, right? Tomorrow, what about the next day? You're gonna have to get something at some point. Oh, steal it? Oh, that's a fun one. Um, you know what I find fun is that you're taught when you're little like stealing is bad, but like at some point I'm pretty sure someone stole something at some point. Because at some point you have to learn that lesson, right? I think that's pretty interesting. 'Cause- oh, you know what was crazy? Is that I was thinking about, you know how like the egg prices now. I mean, it feels like at some point they're gonna start, and they're doing like the one egg per family thing. Like at some point, eggs are gonna be in the front in those like locked up cases, right? With the alcohol, the baby formula, the cough medicine, and it's like an armed security guard with guarding the eggs. I saw like maybe like speaking of stealing, I remember like I think this was like 2 weeks ago. Somebody stole like 100,000 eggs from a farm. So I guess people are already starting to steal, right? 100,000 eggs, and this is my first thought when I saw that. Right, you steal 100,000 eggs. There's no way you're gonna eat 100,000 eggs, right? So that means you're gonna have to start selling them. And I'm like, how ridiculous are you gonna look if you like pull up to like a grocery store parking lot and you got like a trunk full of eggs and people are walking in and you're like, psst, psst, come here, I have eggs. Like, me, I have eggs. And they're like, what? I'm like, yeah, me, I have eggs, come here. And you just open your trunk and you got like cases of eggs and you're just trying to sell eggs like two at a time. And you're like, you like have a pitch, you're like, you go in there and it's like $20 for this carton, I'm gonna give it to you for 5. And they're like, what's wrong with your eggs? And like, nothing's wrong with them, they're just a little hot right now. Yeah, right, hot eggs, oh, you get me, Two-Face. And then or like you got like a trench coat and you're just walking around the streets and you're like, hey, come here, and you're like in a you're like trying to lure people into an alleyway and you're like, you want some of this? And then like it's just like runny yolks everywhere because the eggs are breaking. uh, yeah, that's crazy. I'm like trying to follow up this story because like I hate that in the news right now you get a headline story like that, like someone stole 100 eggs. Like I want to find out, did they catch them? Like like they caught them like trying to like hawk their hot eggs. Like what do you do with 100,000 eggs? I'm like thinking like other scenario that comes to my mind, right? It's like Breaking Bad where they steal 100,000 eggs, and what they're gonna do with it is they're gonna make something else with it to hide the fact that these are stolen eggs. They like crack them all, mix them all up, and then they start selling like scramble mix or egg yolk. You know what I'm talking about? Like I guess in like big heavy industrial restaurants, they'll buy just egg yolks already separated. So they start separating all. Oh, it's like an egg chop shop. You know, when they boost cars and they go to like a chop shop and they start breaking up the pieces, it's an egg chop shop. You get the eggs, you bring them to a place, they separate yolks and whites, and then they just like they sell the yolks and they sell the whites. Boom, problem solved. Like you just pulled off the egg heist of the century. All right, let me be right back. I gotta blow my nose. I'm in California, and I got my. I'm in the garage, and I've talked about this yesterday, but the pollen in the air is messing me up like crazy. So I'll be right back. Don't leave. We have more. I guess not buying to do today because it's blackout day. I'm back. I'm back. I'm back. I have to blow my nose, or else I was gonna die. Oh, let's see. Oh, do do do. There's not that many people in here today. It's not as fun. Um, what else can I not be buying today that I was supposed to buy? I mean, supposedly they're targeting like big stores like I don't know, like Target or Walmart, Amazon, whatever. But these guys are so big at this point. I don't think it matters. No. Oh, there's not that many people in here. You know what? Maybe this is just not the time. I'll be back. Yes, I will be back. We'll talk about more nonsense later. Thank you for everyone for coming. And as I always say, if you stop to see this video, thank you. You guys could be scrolling to see girls do yoga, but yeah, you stopped at this face and thought at least he's doing something. Like, okay, I get so annoyed when you're scrolling through and you just see like streams of it's like girls just staring into the camera and they're doing absolutely nothing, and they'll have like 200 guys just sitting there staring at them, and I'm like, what is the appeal? Yes, they're hot, but like they don't do anything. They're really just like this. And yeah, and I think it's so boring. They don't interact with the chat at all or anything. But hey, it's eye candy. Right. See you guys later. I'll be back. Thank you.